Hi everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and today I will be comparing the New Balance KAWHI ones and of course another first signature sneaker from Under Armour. This is the EMBIID ones. So let's find out which one is for you. Let's go! Before we start with this comparison, if you want to watch the full performance review of each of these sneakers, I promise you I won't forget to put the link in the description down below. I'm sorry, but yeah, I won't forget it. I'll be putting it there if you want to watch a more detailed view of each of these sneakers. They're a little bit different in terms of play style, but let's find out which one is better for your style of play. If you haven't joined the raffle yet, please do so. I'll also be putting the direction or instructions on how to join the raffle. Still have a couple of sneakers to give away to you guys. Thanks to World Balance Sneakers for sponsoring this video. So just join, good luck, and we'll be giving a giveaway for you. Let's start off first with the upper of these two sneakers. The EMBIID ones, of course, Joel Embiid's first signature sneaker. So it's kind of ironic because this is a big man sneaker. This is a guard sneaker, but the guard sneaker is a more structured sneaker compared to the Embiid's, who is a big man, but his style of play, he plays like a guard. He's a big guard. Actually, he's a center guard and bring the ball up and down the court. He likes to start his move on top of his court, and he likes to do crossovers and behind the back. So they made a very guard-like sneaker for him, while the KAWHI's one, the first signature sneaker of KAWHI, which is a guard forward, is playing more outside, but his sneaker is very supportive and structured. That's the first main difference that I can tell you guys. The upper of the EMBIID ones has this open mesh, like honeycomb-like mesh upper, which is very soft. Right off the box, it is very comfortable. No need to break in the upper of the EMBIID ones. It is fused in the areas that needs fusing, around the toe area, lateral part, and of course the heel part of the sneaker, and also the lace loops. So materials on the EMBIID ones is really thin, and they just fuse up the areas that needs excess support or durability for the sneaker. Wings around the forefoot part of the EMBIID ones is another feature for support, while the KAWHI ones, you can see how many different types of materials they use in the KAWHI's. It has this mesh, which is kind of stiff. They have a lot of fusing around the lateral part, forefoot. It's a lot wider, and on top of that, it has this embroidered accent on the lateral part and heel part. This is what they are calling the earthquake map when KAWHI signed with the LA Clippers. It is embroidered on the lateral, on the tongue and medial part of the sneaker, and not just that, it has leather. So actually this is the 4 bounces colorway. This is the most limited colorway from the KAWHI line. This is the colorway where KAWHI hit that game winner against Philadelphia. So this is against EMBIID. He shot over EMBIID actually. Just look it up right now. He shot the game winner over Joel Embiid. It's a different shoe. It's the Omnis one, but it wasn't the signature sneaker from KAWHI. It's actually a team sneaker, but KAWHI made that famous. So this is paying homage to that game winner. It has gold accent, which is also leather. Overall, in short, the upper of the KAWHI is very structured. It is a multi-layered upper. It is very supportive and very durable. So in terms of durability and structure and support, the KAWHI wins that. The heel part of the sneaker, it is a high cut sneaker. So if you want extra protection around the ankle and heel, of course, go with the KAWHI's. But if you are a big man who plays like a guard and you want a low cut sneaker, the EMBIID's is nice for you, and it is very light. It is really like a guard shoe. It is very flexible. It has the support where you need it, but in terms of comparing the support from the EMBIID's and the KAWHI's, of course the KAWHI's will win that. It has leather, which is known to be a very supportive material since day one of basketball sneakers. It never missed in terms of support because it doesn't stretch. The only downside from leather is it's kind of hot around your foot. It makes your foot warmer instead of this kind of open mesh, which is really cool around your foot. So it really depends on your preference. And as for the lacing system, the EMBIID has the wings and a traditional lacing system, which is very easy to customize the fit. And also the KAWHI's has a traditional lacing system too. So overall, I would say they both have the same ease of wear. It's very easy to put your foot in. But what I like about the EMBIIDs is the wing, because it adds more customization around the fit, around the midfoot part, so you can really tighten this up. Where the KAWHIs doesn't have any wings, but it just tightens up uniformly. So that's one difference that you can feel if your sneaker has wings. So I like that about the EMBIIDs. Very easy to wear. And Achilles pillows, I would say the pillows of the EMBIIDs is a lot softer, more plush. It's a lot thicker compared to the KAWHIs, which has very thin foams around the ankle and heel. Still comfortable, but in terms of comfort, EMBIID ones is more comfortable around the ankle part of the sneaker. Both have very nice heel containment and lockdown. KAWHI is just a little bit heavy around the heel because of that huge plate. But aesthetically, I really like that design. Gives me a throwback old school vibe in this sneaker. But some players, someone who's watching there doesn't want their sneakers to be really back heavy or heel heavy. So you should really avoid the KAWHIs if you're that kind of guy who likes a very light sneaker. So go for the EMBIID if you're choosing between these two. As you can see, the EMBIID has an internal heel counter, and as for external, just the foam coming up and acting as an extra heel counter for the EMBIID ones. Now for the cushion part of the sneaker, both have full length foam cushion. So the KAWHI has the full length, the top of the line foam from New Balance, and for the EMBIIDs, another top of the line foam, Micro G plus hover. So the first thing that I noticed between the two foams are the foam of the fuel cell on the KAWHIs is way thicker compared to the EMBIIDs. So if you want closer to the ground, the EMBIIDs has a lot more responsiveness because it has a lot more court feel. But the fuel cell ain't that bad either. So if you're a player who likes more impact protection, fuel cell, especially around the heel, compresses more compared to the Micro G and hover cushion of the EMBIID ones. So in terms of thickness, even though the EMBIID ones looks thicker around the heel, the KAWHIs is a lot thicker around the heel. It really goes up, and you can really feel the impact protection in the forefoot and the heel of the KAWHI. So if you want more cushion, more plushness, KAWHIs. But if you want more responsiveness, just enough bounciness and plushness in the forefoot and heel, the EMBIID ones is for you. Next up is the traction of these two sneakers. The rubber compound of these two sneakers are very thick and hard. The KAWHIs have a harder rubber compared to the EMBIIDs, especially around the edges of the EMBIIDs, which is already fraying. Even though it is thick and hard, it's actually a lot thicker around the bottom part of the sneaker, but around the edges, that's where it is fraying. And as for the KAWHIs, it has the same hardness of the rubber. So on the middle part of the sneaker, I haven't seen any fraying at all for the KAWHIs. And as for the grippiness of the traction of these two sneakers, I would give it to the KAWHIs because it has a lot more grip to the floor compared to the EMBIIDs, which grips but doesn't bite that hard. And in terms of outdoor use, I would prefer the KAWHIs because it has harder rubber. It doesn't fray around the middle part of the sneaker. So traction, the KAWHI is the winner for me. And as for the sizing of this two sneaker, the KAWHIs go true to size, while the EMBIIDs have size down. This is 10.5 men's. The EMBIIDs and KAWHIs, yeah, US 11. So true to size because it is kind of narrow around the midfoot for the KAWHIs, while the EMBIID runs a little bit long. So if you have the Curry 7s, get the same size with the EMBIIDs if you don't want to fit the sneaker. So they have a very common shape between the Curry 7s and the EMBIIDs. And as to the price point, the EMBIIDs is currently priced at 7,000 pesos, while the KAWHIs, the 4 bounces, is a special colorway. Don't know if the other colorways will be released here, but those are the more regular colorways. But this has special materials, the leather and the gold of the KAWHIs. It's another feature of the KAWHIs I forgot to mention. It has this TPU stability plate. It gives you more spring back. And I think the EMBIID has a shorter plate, stability plate around the midfoot part of the outsole. So the KAWHIs is priced at 8,000 pesos. So $20 difference between these two sneakers. So which sneaker would you choose? Like I've said, if you want more support And if you want more impact protection from the forefoot in the heel, and you don't mind it to be a little bit heavier, but the traction is on point, KAWHI's for the win. But if you want a more guard shoe and more responsiveness and a softer upper and a lighter sneaker, so this is actually, the EMBIID's is 450 grams while the KAWHI's is 516 grams, so 66 grams heavier. So going back to what I said, if you like the lightweight sneaker, responsive cushion, and just a very good impact protection before foot and heel, and just a good traction, and if you're more on the budget, the EMBIID ones is for you, because I doubt if the KAWHI's will go on sale immediately, especially here in Manila where they don't have the newer colorways of the KAWHI's yet. So it really depends on your preference, your priority, traction, support, or cushion. Depends on you. So that's it for me, guys. I hope I helped you guys out once again. This has been MARKCHES. Once again, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.